So finally, Lucas and lovely audience at home, welcome to Wiki Weekends, the series where we scour the lengths and breadths of the internet to discover a wiki about something we find interesting, to delve into, to see what we can find. Today, we're talking about one of my favourite shows. Are you ready, Lucas?
One of your favourite shows?
Yes. So you ready to talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I was half expecting we're talking about Bones again.
I said one of my favourite shows. If you'd like to see us talk about Bones, you can do so at the link somewhere on screen right now. But specifically today, we're talking about the character of Azula, a character that I feel like for a lot of people, myself included, made us realise we're like bad girls. But then also that we're not good enough to handle the bad girls.
You and I will be the strongest couple in the entire world. We will dominate the Earth!
So, which girl is this from Avatar?
Azula is Zuko's sister. And I think the reason why, when I was like a teenager watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, the reason I ended up having a crush on her is because of her voice actress.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, I just googled Avatar Azula and went, oh yeah, teenage Lucas understands immediately.
Well, I think the reason I had a crush on her is because the voice actress is Grey DeLisle, who also did the voice for Raven from Teen Titans.
What's the matter? Afraid of the dark? I surrender!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she just plays that kind of character. But for anyone who doesn't know what we mean by that kind of character, let's go over the basic biographical information from the Avatar: Last Airbender wiki, shall we? So, Azula, nationality, Fire Nation capital. Is that a nationality? Or that's where she was born, I guess.
Because I guess that's a nationality, isn't it? Because, like, the Fire Nation.
I guess so,
nationality, yeah.
And then we have, like, gender, woman, all woman. Too much woman, some would say. She's got like that, what I'd call like big Jory energy. Like Jory from like Street Fighter.
Like, yeah, maybe my favourite in terms of like Street Fighter designs is Jory.
Yeah.
Such a lovely place. That kid would join me.
Oh man, have you seen like there's that great thing like in Street Fighter 6 World Tour mode? You know, it replicates like the feeling that all guys have had at one point in their life of fumbling a baddie. Because you can be like talking to Jory on the phone and she might tell me a joke. I don't know. You're so boring. She just hangs up.
No.
And you're like, no! We've all been there. Weapon of choice, fire and lightning. Imagine someone's weapon of choice being fire, an element itself.
I mean, like, that sounds pretty badass, but then you realise, oh, this is like the world of Avatar where you've got one of three choices, essentially. Because, like, the airbenders don't fucking exist anymore.
Yeah.
You got the choice of, like, what, fire, water, or ground.
Yeah, it's literally in the name of the series, isn't it? The Last Airbender we have here. So, Azula was a princess of the Fire Nation, the daughter of Fire Lord Ozai, and Ursa, the younger sister of Zuko, and the older half-sister of Ki, which I imagine is a character from the comics, which I didn't read. She was a key adversary of Team Avatar, chasing Avatar Aang and her banished brother far across the Earth Kingdom, accompanied by her then two best friends, Mai and Ty Lee. And one of the best things about Azula's character is her friendship with Mai and Ty Lee, where, like, the brief period where they're all bros, and she has a triple throne built. Like, when she's in charge, she has a throne built, but then it has, like, two side thrones connected to it for her friends to sit in. It's like, that is goals. Squad goals to the extreme.
I also appreciate that as a combo, they're, like, the Mai Tai.
Yeah. Mai Tai and Azula. And, like, Mai is, like, Zuko's love interest, and, like, Ty Lee is the one where, like, she has 7 identical twin sisters.
Oh my god.
Well, I guess it'd be identical septuplets. Because, like, the joke with Ty Lee is that all the boys have a crush on her. And then, like, they rock up and they find out she's got 7 identical sisters. I'm like, oh no, it's too many. It's too much.
Hey there, sweet sugar cakes. How you liking this party?
A fire-bending prodigy, Azula was manipulative and obsessed with power. She was a skilled strategist who orchestrated the coup of the Earth Kingdom capital, Ba Sing Se. Which doesn't make sense. There's no problems in Ba Sing Se. Which I'm guessing, like, have you not watched it in a while? Do you not get the reference?
I've I've not watched Avatar.
Okay, well you need to, because basically Ba Sing Se is a city that's under siege, but like the king has no idea, so they just have this lady who's got like I forget her name, it's like Jenny or something like that. It's like there is no war in Ba Sing Se, and like no, there totally is though. And then like you basically see the person pointing the earthbender gun to the back of her head. Like the principal Skinner, like the laser sight. You basically see that I was in a boating accident.
I believe it was a boating accident. I have to go now.
And then like the next episode, they have another lady who looks almost exactly the same. I was like, what happened to the other lady? It's like there was no other lady.
What happened to Judy? I'm Judy. I'll be your host as long as you're in our wonderful city.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, like I've only really absorbed Avatar through like cultural osmosis, but like
I love that term.
You know, we've done a Wiki Weekends previously when it was back on Fat Fiend of like we did Toph,
Yeah.
and it's like Toph sounds awesome, Uncle Iroh sounds awesome, the entire world sounds great apart from the movie, it's just like it's one of those things of like at some point I intend to watch it. It's not like I've got anything against it. It's just I never got around to it.
You should. It's 3 seasons and it is phenomenal from start to finish.
I've heard Korra's good as well.
Korra is good, yeah, but I prefer just the original, and I'm glad it's coming back. But anyway, Azula harbored deep mental instabilities, believing her mother loved Zuko more than her. Raised by her father in an environment without a mother-like figure, Azula had to be nothing less than perfect in her father's eyes in order to gain attention and affection from him. After the betrayal of her 2 closest friends, the instabilities were brought to the surface, and that's where you get like proper, just like bad. She goes full jury. She goes like full mental break, and it is terrifying because she's like one of the scariest people in the show because she doesn't care.
Yeah,
Like she's like a pure sociopath.
I mean, aren't all of the best women like just in and any time it's like not in real life obviously just anytime you get that archetype of like the quote unquote bad woman in a show, and it's like normally there are big red flags everywhere, but you still like I could change
and
it.
to clarify here, the character is like 16 years old in the show, but we're talking about when we were teenagers, when we were the same or like the same age when we were watching the show.
Exactly, and I'm talking also about just that general archetype of like a jewelry.
I'd clarify that for that one smarmy. You're talking about a character who's a child. It's like we're not those weirdos. Like it's 1,000-year-old drama. We're saying it's a cool character, and as a younger teenage boy, that would have been my jam. So I think we all had those like formative experiences, didn't we? Like everyone will tell you about like the character on TV that informed their type, as it were.
Like it's just one of those of when you go back to like late 90s, early noughties, and it's like, were they just trying to get us into like bad goth girls? So I think they were.
There was a lot of them on TV as well, and it's like let us know in the comments, like what character helped inform what type of person you're attracted to. People in the comments, or let us know your favorite Azula moment, because everyone has that. It's like a classic one is like Jessica Rabbit. Like,
right, yeah, that was for a lot of people. Yeah, like.
Or Zach, like people, a lot of people like Zach Not Morris, like was it Saved by the Bell, like Kelly Kapowski and Jesse and stuff, or like
and again,
Lisa.
We're talking about like being younger and being like
a teenager, full
informed,
of hormones.
As a teenager by these like potentially teenage characters we're not talking about now.
Yeah, I just thought I'd clarify that because it's that thing of like we just like it's just one of those I thought I had the need to clarify.
Yeah, and it's like I think about some of my favorite TV shows growing up, and I'm like, a lot of them had like the goth girl that was attractive in that, like Raven, I should say, like I can't even remember their name, but like the Kim Possible one with like the black and the green.
Everyone always like singles that character design out,
yeah, and it's like there's probably a reason I like goth girls nowadays.
It's like I think it's a trend that continues to this day, like the meme of like the big titty goth girlfriend, like that's like a thing that exists like to this day. It's like it's been a trend that people have been like like lusting after since like the 80s. Remember, it's like The Breakfast Club, isn't it? The character in that who's like the goth. like the emo goth girl, and like everyone gets so mad after she undergoes like the transformation to look more beautiful, and they make her wear a pink dress, and I was like, no, she looked so much hotter before that. So she at least before she looked interesting, had personality. Now she just looks like every other person. It's like, it's like I said, that's from the 80s. That's like at least 40 straight years of this like character archetype informing young men and young women's taste. For the worse, because, For
the backup.
Okay. Following her emotional breakdown, she was put in a mental health facility to recover. And then it says like she joined the Team Avatar in the comics, which we're not going to talk about. But yeah, so they've got the entire history, the show, and then the the comics. But I just want to we've got legacy, personality, abilities, and trivia. So what would you like to cover, Lucas?
I would like to talk about abilities because I know that Avatar has obviously has there's essentially 3 different things you can do. But then you've got characters that take it to extreme, like blood bending and shit like this.
Well, the only thing you need to know about Azula is that she's a firebender. And this is why I think you'd like the character, Lucas. Of every other firebender uses red, orange, yellow flames, Azula has blue flames.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, she's the only character who does that, and they never explain why.
Because she's cool, Karl.
Exactly, yes. So, abilities. Firebending. Azula was recognised as one of the most skilled and powerful firebenders of her time, recognised as both a prodigy by Ozai and Zuko. The most notable feature of Azula's bending was her ability to create blue flames, which are much more intense than the red, orange, and yellow flames normally used by other firebenders. She's one of the only known people able to do this. Like I said, they just never explain why.
I was wondering whether it was just an aesthetic choice, but obviously in the real world, blue flame is literally hotter than red flame.
And it's notable that she's the only character who does that, including her own father, the Fire Lord, who is supposedly more powerful than her, and he certainly has greater feats of firebending that are more on a scale. The scale of them is much more impressive, but he's never able to produce blue flames.
You know what, Karl? Because he sucks. He can suck it.
What's the thing about Fire Lord Ozai? You have this is one of the reasons I think you need to watch the show, because the final battle, Fire Lord Ozai versus Aang, has one of the most you fucked up. Where he's fighting Aang, and Aang has all of his chakra blocked, so he can't access, he's basically Super Saiyan.
He can't go into that 4 bubble god mode thing.
And what he does is he throws him into a mountain, and just the rock hits him in the exact right point to unlock his chakra. And he just emerges from this ball, or just surrounds himself with every element at once as Fire Lord Ozai, and then he starts running away.
Yeah, because I've seen the screenshot of when Aang goes into that Super Saiyan mode, and it's you don't want to be fucking around with that.
I just like when people talk about Joe, and you wake up with a bad back. It's I need whatever it was that happened to Aang when he smashed his back into that rock in exactly the right point to release his chakra. It says here that Azula also used flames in inventive ways, such as creating jets of flame, whirling discs, and blades of fire. She often firebent using only 2 fingers rather than with a closed fist or open palm, as was commonly used by other firebenders, another testament to her unique ability and skill. Also notable was her ability to produce a greater amount of flames than most firebenders without tiring, and she's able to maintain a successive assault for long durations of time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So she is just... She might not unlock her full potential yet, but she is the firebender.
Yeah, and they say she potentially has some of the most raw potential in terms of firebending, because she's an absolute prodigy. She's able to produce blue flames, no one else can do that. But her mental instability stops her from using her full potential. And a great thing you have in the show is that Zuko, basically forgets how to make flames, because he's no longer angry. And he thinks that fire is anger. Without anger, without rage, you can't create flames. And he goes and he learns firebending from the original firebenders. And would you like to guess what creatures are the original firebenders in this universe?
Creatures?
Yeah, what mythical creature would you think would be considered the original manipulator of flame?
I mean, my first guess would be a dragon.
Yeah, they go find a dragon.
Yeah.
And he learns how to firebend from a dragon. It's like, yeah.
I was kind of hoping that you would say whatever, like, the race that is Appa. Like, just goes along to these big, like, flying buffalo and is like, please teach me the way.
Well, the Sky Bison are the original airbenders, because they say, like, all of the people who learn to airbend, all the people who learn to, like, you know, bend the elements, learn from animals. For airbending, it's the Sky Bison, and for the earthbending, it's the badger moles.
Yeah, I've seen from the Toth stuff when I was editing that, the badger moles, but yeah, like, of course, the Sky Bison are the airbenders, yeah.
And that's why they say, like, that's how they could just fly, like, like one of the best things in the show is when it shows you how, like, Aang met Appa, and you see a baby Sky Bison, and he's like, oh, no, I want one! This tiny little baby Sky Bison. It says, Azula demonstrated the ability to condense her flames using the two-finger technique, enabling her fire to cut clean through various objects. So she basically uses it like a blowtorch. She's like concentrating the flames. And cuts through shit.
Because you said that she can make, like, discs of fire.
Just basically
means she can destructo disc. Yeah?
Essentially, yes. She's also able to generate powerful shields of swirling flame that could withstand the full force of 4 simultaneous elemental attacks and a boomerang. And she was also able to charge up her flame before releasing it, something other firebenders could not easily do.
Some of these firebenders really need to, like, level up their game.
Well, that's the thing as well. Like, she said, like, she's stronger than her brother. Like, straight up, she's just better than Zuko. And the only reason he's able to win is because he bullshits a win with... they basically double team her.
Right, yeah.
They have her and Korra. I'm basically spoiling the show now. Even if I'm spoiling it in terms of what happens, you're still going to watch it and be wildly entertained.
I mean, it's one of those of, like... It's technically not an anime. It's an anime.
It's very much inspired by anime, yes.
I know exactly where an anime is going to go, but it doesn't stop me enjoying the ride.
Mm-hmm. It says,
like, there's very few anime that don't just follow the same tropes. It's like...
And it's just really, like, fun, well-animated show. She's also proficient in the highly difficult technique of generating lightning, a sub-skill of firebending, displaying a fine control of this skill. She could perform minute flickers of lightning, which she used to temporarily blind or disarm opponents, or could produce, like, full-on lightning bolts, which could outright kill a person who was unable to deal with the technique.
See, that means that if she leveled up enough, she could make, you know, those, like, dirty storms that you see, where it's like the volcanoes with the lightning around it, and it's like the most metal thing of all time.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well, because you can do both simultaneously. And they talk about how there's, like, a forbidden technique that no firebender knows. And it's taught to Zuko, like, oh, you can absorb lightning. No one knows that. No one does this because it's really stupid to stand in the way of someone shooting lightning at you. But it is possible to catch it and throw it back. And it's like, that's some bad act. Like, you catch it with one finger, then you're generating, like, you basically go, the woo, ba-dum! Just Dodon Ray, a motherfucker.
You know what I realised recently? Like, I saw a video where it was, like, talking about the Flash TV show, and it's like, I didn't realise that, I guess spoilers for the Flash TV show.
No one cares.
Like, Barry kills Iris with, like, his lightning bolt attack, because, like, one of the other evil speedsters, like, puts her in front of the attack after he's thrown it.
Yeah.
Even though earlier in the show, when I, like, used to watch it, like, he'd already, in one scene, thrown his own lightning, realised it was a mistake, and then ran up and caught it.
Are you telling me that the Flash TV show is inconsistent with its portrayal of how fast Barry Allen is?
But, like, not just with how fast Barry Allen is, with how fast Barry Allen is in the moment when his wife or whatever dies. Yeah. And it's like, he murders his wife by accident and goes, there was no way I could have stopped it. It's like, Barry, you've done this before.
It's like, Brad would, like, have a field day talking about this, because, like, he gets so annoyed that every episode is, I'm Barry Allen and I'm the fastest man alive, and every single season is someone who's faster than him kicking his ass. Anyway, she was also powerful enough to produce jets of flame that could propel her through the air. So when you get one of the best lines on the show, where, like, she falls off the edge of a cliff, and, like, Zuko's like, oh no, my sister's dead. and she just flies off. And he just goes like, oh, I get like she can fly now. Of course she can fly.
She's not gonna make it. Of course she did.
I mean, you know, in terms of at least cartoon lore, that makes perfect sense. Of just like, if you can shoot fire at your hands fast enough, you're going to launch yourself.
Yeah, she can also breathe fire out of her mouth, which is a technique that is also very difficult. It says that she's incredibly intelligent, as well as a high level of skill in unarmed combat. Displays several times during the series, avoiding a frenzied knife attack without the use of firebending. Later, she proceeded to disarm Suki, a member of the Kyoshi Warriors, some of the most skilled hand-to-hand combatants in the Avatar universe. She also has some skill with hidden weaponry, using a shuriken knife during the eclipse. Her acrobatic skills and use of the hidden shuriken were apparently skills she learned from Ty Lee and Mai, respectively. And Ty Lee's one of the scariest characters in the show, because she has no bending ability whatsoever, but she has this thing where she can just punch you and block your chi.
Oh,
so you're fighting.
So she's
you're
like a
fighting
chi bender.
No, she basically just does pressure point fighting, and you just can't throw lightning anymore. And she's terrifying because she'll just do it, and then you try to run away with no arm.
I want to see that fight of her against Toph.
Well, that's the thing is because Toph, I don't know, they must fight at one point in the show. I think Toph fights Ty Lee and Mai, and I think but Ty Lee goes after Korra, not Korra, Katara. Sorry,
Katara. Yeah, okay, yeah, because the way I've got an understanding of Toph is how the fuck do you touch her anyway? I don't care if you can shut down her pressure points.
Yeah, no one's sneaking up on Toph without her knowing about it, unless you can fly, which Azula can do, so I guess it would potentially happen. But no, it's just a really great show, and I love, she's so scary. She's such a threat, and they never have that moment of someone being stronger than her. She is stronger than most of the main cast until she's defeated, and she's only defeated through the power of friendship. She's still strong enough to beat both of them one-on-one.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what makes it so terrifying. And she straight up goes, I will kill you. And that's what makes her a threat. She's willing to kill, whereas no one else is.
Yeah, Aang's all goody two-shoes.
It's basically that thing of, if the show wasn't, for kids and teenagers, she would be murdering people left, right, and centre.
Yeah, if it was, more adult as most anime is, yeah, that would be a terrifying character.
She would be straight up murdering people, and she tries to on multiple occasions, which is terrifying. Then we have trivia. So would you like to hear some trivia about Azula? Probably don't mean much to you, but for the audience at home who likes the show, click this because they like Avatar: Last Airbender. Maybe you'll learn something from this. So, Azula is the shadowed firebender in the original series' opening credits. However, her bending is orange instead of her trademark blue.
So, does it do the typical, cartoon anime thing of just spoiling, 5 seasons worth of cartoon in the opening anime?
No, it's just they say, earth, wind, water, fire. And for fire, they have just her doing a kata. It's not a spoiler.
Okay, because, that's the thing is, a lot of anime, it will show you, the entire season's worth of things to happen in the opening credits, and it's spoilers that you don't know quite yet are spoilers, but that you know that they are.
No show, or if you make a good anime, what you do is you put in shit that makes no sense and never gets explained. Whenever I watch Attack on Titan, it's why is there a ghost dinosaur at the start of the anime? What is with that ghost dinosaur? Do you know when you see all the dinosaurs? Why are there ghost dinosaurs on whales? do the ghost dinosaurs in the intro ever get explained?
I'd have to rewatch the intro to realise what you're on about, but as far as I can tell...
No, they have a bit where they have a bunch of animals running across the thing. You see ghosts of dinosaurs and, tigers and shit.
But would that not just be this is what the land used to inhabit?
I don't know. It's just the intro just has a shot of a ghost dinosaur. I'm what the fuck is that?
As far as I can remember, they haven't brought up dinosaurs again.
Which is why it freaks me out, why is there a whale?
Because, my favourite one I was going to say is, when you watch Dragon Ball Z as a kid, and, because all of it had already come out.
Oh, yeah, it's got, freezes.
They just could... there's like just shots of like Frieza, or the shots of like some of the movies.
The shots
like,
of Goku
there's
going
shots
Super
of them
Saiyan.
just like there's shots of them going Super Saiyan. There's shots of them fighting in the Arctic,
Yeah.
and you're like, when are these episodes?
That's
Where are they?
You never knew, but there you go. Some more true about Azula. She's the first character seen generating lightning, as well as the only known female able to do so. She's also the first known person capable of generating lightning instantly without any hand-arm movements, and that's what makes her most terrifying about it. Like,
hell.
most people generating lightning, 'cause it's such a powerful technique, it requires like some sort of build-up, which means that you can react to it. You can't, and this is why I really don't like Death Battle. Do you know where Death Battle always says like this character can dodge lightning, and lightning moves at 1.8 million miles an hour, which means they can dodge at the speed of light. I hate that reasoning they always use in Death Battle of they're not reacting to lightning, they're reacting to someone doing this.
He's even quick enough to catch lightning and use his fire powers to redirect it wherever he wants it to go.
They're reacting to the hand movements that someone's doing and dodging based on that.
And like it depends what you're talking about, obviously, and sometimes they take like laser looking weapons and assume that they're traveling at the speed of light as
Even
well.
then, like, they don't take into account the fact that someone has to raise the gun and shoot it, which takes a quarter of a second, and that's what the person's reacting to. Anyway, you want to like just chief.
It depends like which examples you're talking about. There's many times they do it.
Yeah, but like whenever you watch a Death Battle, they say they dodge lightning. It's like they're not dodging lightning. They're like, you know, there's a warning about lightning. It's called thunder. It's like, oh, they can dodge bullets. They're not dodging the bullets. They're dodging the person pointing a gun at them and recognizing which direction it's going in.
I mean, I know what point you were making. The thunder comes after the lightning.
Yeah, I know, but what I mean is like, generally there's a warning about something like this happening. Like with Azula, she's the only character who doesn't need to do the weird hand movements to shoot the lightning. But you'd still probably know she can do something because it's Azula and she's crazy.
That's what I'd ever, you know, obviously, again, just anime tropey stuff, but like watching like the Naruto when they do like all of the hand movements before doing a move, it's like, you can see them doing something, like, you know, there's a move coming.
But that's when you watch a Death Battle, let's say, oh, well, this jutsu moves at this speed. It's like, well, it doesn't, does it? Because you've got to add in the time it takes them to cast it. And that's like, you know, a second, but a second is a lot faster than when they'll say, oh, it's this percent the speed of light.
Instant.
But it's not, is it?
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're moving their hands that fast, because if they were, there'd be a mini sonic boom every time they click the fingers.
You know Kakashi can, though.
Right, so although Azula was a firebending prodigy, her masters were not firebenders at all. The only known person whom Azula has ever apologised to was Tylee after hurting her feelings by calling her a tease. And that's like the beach episode, because you know every anime's got a beach episode, which is why it's an anime. And it's just like she's just on the beach wearing like a bikini doing backflips, and all the boys are after her, and she's like, I'm not teasing them. I just feel comfortable with my bros.
So used to people worshipping us.
They should.
Yes, I know.
Azula was meant to have a supposed marriage. Azula was originally meant to have an arranged marriage in Book 3, but the idea was scrapped. It's like, that would not have gone well.
She just instantly summons lightning against them.
Just tasing your nutsack, man. Just tasing your nutsack. The Avatar cookbook portrays Azula and Mai as being on speaking terms. Though the interactions are not explicitly dated, the cookbook is generally set after the 100-Year War. This suggests that Azula reconciled with Mai to some extent after the events of the show. And I like that, how the cookbook is considered canon enough, where you can, like, you know, extrapolate from that she, like, you know, made up with a friend.
I've only got a couple of like themed cookbooks, and most of them don't really contain lore.
This one does, apparently.
Apparently it does, like.
But either way, yes, that's Azula from Avatar: The Last Airbender, a show that I highly recommend people, including yourself. Because that's the thing, when you're talking to me, Luke, you're like, go watch One Piece, and it's like, it's 1,000 episodes. Avatar is like 40 episodes, and they're all great.
Yeah, but Karl, when you watch the first 40 episodes of One Piece, I won't need to tell you to watch One Piece anymore.
That's true.
If I just tell you to watch the first 40, you'll do the rest by yourself.
Am I going to watch all of One Piece before you watch all of Avatar?
Well, I mean, apparently the only one episode of One Piece you've watched is like 1,071
yeah,
or something.
I watched the episode where he gets like the new power up. because I was at a mate's house, and do you mind for spoilers? Went, mate, if I watch this show, it's got this is 1,000 episodes ahead. I'll have forgot what happens by this point.
So, Karl hasn't watched episode 1, but you know.
No, I've watched episode 1 years ago. So I watched episode 1 and I've watched episode 1001. So it's just the 1,000 in the middle that I need to catch up on, but I'll be alright until then. And I guess for you, like, you know, you've watched enough clips of it while making episodes of this show, and you've heard enough about it now. So I guess we're kind of in the same boat.
At least I've watched a higher percentage than you have.
You have indeed. But yes, that's Azula. Let us know if you liked it in the comments. Like, you know, let us know your favourite goth bad girl from fiction that informs your sexuality. And as always, have the day you deserve, and like, comment, subscribe. Bam!